Negative feedback in amplifier. A. Reduces gain. B. Increases frequency and phase distortion. C. Reduces bandwidth. D. Increases noise. The correct answer is reduces gain. Which of the following is the fastest switching device? A. JFET. B. BJT. C. MOSFET. D. Triode. The correct answer is MOSFET. Which of the following is not valid in case of bipolars? A. It has a low input impedance. B. It has high voltage gain. C. It is a current-controlled device. D. It is difficult to bias. The correct answer is it is difficult to bias. The input resistance of JFET ideally approaches A. 0. B. 1 ohm. C. 100 ohm. D. Infinity. The correct answer is infinity. In the analysis of common emitter amplifier we may neglect A. HRE. B. HOE. C. HFE. D. HIE. The correct answer is HRE. The AC input voltage of an amplifier A is always equal to AC signal voltage. B may be equal to or more than AC signal voltage. C is always less than AC signal voltage. D may be equal or more or less than AC signal voltage. The correct answer is may be equal or more or less than AC signal voltage. In figure the coordinates of Q point on the load line are neglect VB. A IC 10 ma VCE 15 V. B IC 5 ma VCE 22.5 V. C IC 5 ma VCE 15 V. D IC 10 ma VCE 22.5 V. The correct answer is IC 10 ma VCE 15 V. The emitter resistor Re in the emitter of CE amplifier stabilizes the DC operating point against variation in A. Temperature only. B. Of transistor. C. Both temperature and D. None of the above. The correct answer is both temperature and. Which of the following circuit does not need a coupling capacitor? A. Resistance loaded. B. Transformer coupled. C. Impedance coupled. D. Single tuned. The correct answer is transformer coupled. In case of a transistor amplifier the emitter resistance Re is removed. Other gain of the amplifier will reduce. B. Heat sink will not be required. C. Q point will become unstable. D. Base to emitter function will be less forward biased. The correct answer is Q point will become unstable. In oscillators class C operation is preferred because A is most efficient. B has frequency stability. C gives larger output. D. It produces nearly square waves. The correct answer is it produces nearly square waves. In a common emitter circuit all voltages are measured with respect to A. Base. B. Emitter. C. Collector. D. Base or collector. The correct answer is emitter. A ripple in collector supply voltage of the output stage of amplifier causes noise. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. In a transistor IE 10 ma I cause 0.5 A and a 0.995. Then ICEO. A 100 A. B 25 A. C 10.1 ma. D 10.5 ma. The correct answer is 100 A. As compared to a CB amplifier, a CE amplifier has A. Lower current amplification. B. Higher current amplification. C. Lower input resistance. D. Higher input resistance. The correct answer is higher current amplification. The stray capacitance between the last stage and the first stage of an oscillator may cause A. Unwanted low frequency oscillations. B. Unwanted high-frequency oscillations. C. Unwanted oscillations at low and high frequencies. D. Large feedback. The correct answer is unwanted high-frequency oscillations. In a voltage regulator circuit using zener diode, the load voltage is nearly constant only if A. Zener current is very small. B. Zener current is very large. C. Zener current is neither small nor large. D. None of the above. The correct answer is Zener current is very small. Symbol shown in figure represents A. P-channeled MOSFET. B. N-channeled MOSFET. C. UJT with P-type base. D. UJT with N-type base. The correct answer is P-channeled MOSFET. Figure shows basic Hartley oscillator configuration. Do you think the polarities marked for the split coiled are correct? A. Yes, they are. B. No, they are not. C. It really doesn't matter. D. None of the above. The correct answer is no, they are not. If the Q of a single-stage single-tuned amplifier is doubled, then its bandwidth will A. Remain same. B. Become half. C. Become doubled. D. Become 4 times. The correct answer is become half. A bootstrap generally incorporates A. CB configuration. B. CE configuration. C. Emitter follower. D. None of the above. The correct answer is emitter follower. The common drain amplifier, better known as the source follower, has a voltage gain and the output signal is with the input signal. A. Approaching unity in phase. B. Approaching unity out of phase. C. Is very high in phase. D. Is very high in reverse phase. The correct answer is approaching unity in phase. In CB amplifier, the distortion of the input voltage waveform may occur due to A. Very low input resistance of an amplifier. B. Very high input resistance of the amplifier. C. Improper biasing. D. Ripples in power supply. The correct answer is very low input resistance of an amplifier. As compared to full-wave rectifier, a half-wave rectifier, A. has higher ripple factor. B. has lower ripple factor. C. may have higher or lower ripple factor. D. has same ripple factor. The correct answer is has higher ripple factor. In an amplifier, if conducted during the cycle is from 0 to 90 and again from 180 to 270, the amplifier will be termed as A class A, B class B, C class C, D class AB. The correct answer is class B. A sine wave with slew rate distortion looks like A. step wave, B. square wave, C. triangular wave, D. cosine wave. The correct answer is triangular wave. In the case of the circuit shown in the figure, the collector current IC will be if 100 VB 0.7 VI cos 0.1 A at 20 C. A 2.26 mA, B 1.85 mA, C 0.357 mA, D 0.185 mA. The correct answer is 2.26 mA. A 3-section RC phase shift oscillator has R 10 k ohms and C 0.001 F. The frequency of oscillations is A 1.1 kHz, B 2.5 kHz, C 3.3 kHz, D 6.5 kHz. The correct answer is 6.5 kHz. The circuit of figure is A. positive clipper, B. negative clipper, C. combination clipper, D. either A or B. The correct answer is combination clipper. In figure V CEsat 0.1 V, then I CEsat A 10 mA, B 20 mA, C 30 mA, D 40 mA. The correct answer is 20 mA. Power transistors are invariably provided with A. Soldered connections, B. Heat sink, C. Metallic casing, D. None of the above. The correct answer is heat sink. In a Class C operation VCC40 V and V CEsat 0.4 V, the efficiency is A. 90, B. 49.5, C. 1, D. 0.5. The correct answer is 90. The circuit shown in figure will A. Oscillate at 456 kHz, B. Oscillate at 228 kHz, C. Oscillate at microwave frequency, D. Not oscillate. The correct answer is not oscillate. The absolute values of pinch-off voltage and gate source cut-off voltage are A. Nearly zero, B. Complementary to each other, C. Never equal, D. Equal. The correct answer is equal. A radio frequency choke permits an easy flow of current and at the same time it offers a very impedance to currents. A. AC low frequency, B. AC high frequency, C. DC low frequency, D. DC high frequency. The correct answer is DC high frequency. Lower chip area requirements of MOS is advantage in A. Low power circuits, B. High power circuits, C. Repetitive operation circuits, D. Large scale integration. The correct answer is large scale integration. For high frequency response of a transistor amplifier, suitable model to use is A. Kelvin network, B. Lattice network, C. Hybrid P, D. T network. The correct answer is hybrid P. A transistor with a 0.98 then will be A. 49, B. 50, C. 47, D. 48. The correct answer is 49. Harmonic distortion in CB amplifier may be least when the load resistance is A. Negligible, B. Very low, C. Very high, D. Infinite. The correct answer is very high. If a common emitter amplifier with an emitter resistance RC has an overall transconductance gain of 1 MAV, a voltage gain of 4 and desensitivity of 50, then the value of the emitter resistance R would be A. 50K, B. 0.98K, C. 50, D. 0.98. The correct answer is 0.98K. Turn-on time of a transistor switch is equal to sum of where Tr is rise time, Td is delay time. A. TSTR, B. TSTF, C. TDTR, D. 2Tr. The correct answer is TDTR. For the circuit shown in the figure, the capacitor C is initially uncharged. At T0 the switch S is closed. The voltage Vc across the capacitor at T1 millisecond is in the figure shown above. The op-amp is supplied with 15 V and the ground has been shown by the symbol A0V, B 6.3 V, C 9.45 volts, D 10 volts. The correct answer is 10 volts. In amplifiers, the parasitic oscillation result due to A. Transistor interjunction capacitance, B. Push-pull operator, C. Negative feedback, D. Poor interstage coupling. The correct answer is transistor interjunction capacitance.